Good morning, everyone. Warren County Fiscal Court Thursday, December 4th, 2025 is now called to order. Happy to have a full house today. And we're also happy to have Tracy Woods, who's a Warren County Sheriff's Department chaplain, is going to come forward, lead us in prayer, and then following that we will have a pledge to the flag by Esquire Scott Lastly.
Let's pray. God, we are so thankful just to be here today. I want to thank you first for each of these community leaders and the way that they serve our community in all the various ways. Would you bless them today with clear minds, amazing wisdom, and great courage? Would you please guide them in their judgments and their faithfulness and help them in their faithfulness as they serve their solemn duties? I pray for our deputies, our first responders, our jailers, our dispatchers, and all those who serve each and every day. Would you keep them in your arms and watch over them, protect them, and keep them safe? Help us all to remember why we are here, and that is to serve the people of this county with integrity, humility, and dedication. So please guide us this day and be present in all that we do, in all that we say, and in the attitude that we have. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Aldridge.
Present.
Esquire Lastly.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here. First item is approved minutes of the fiscal court meeting on November 25th, 2025. It's a motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Williams. Any corrections? If not, please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lastly.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am. Next item is approve the personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lastly.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 6, approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams. Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lastly.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to take a break in our agenda. We've got a couple of great presentations today. I know most of you came here to hear about the work schedule for the road department. So since that passed, we'll go ahead and go to the next item. We've got a lot of great guests with us today, but we want to start off with someone we're extremely proud of. And we've got someone in the audience with us today, Michael Hicks, who is joining us today. He is the first high school grad from Bowling Green and Warren County in the last 32 years to pitch in Major League Baseball. He's currently doing that right now. Of course, he played with the Warren County South Little League and for South Warren High School's coach Chris Gage. He played baseball at WKU and Jacksonville University, where he got his master's, and he signed as a free agent with the Los Angeles Angels in August of 2022 and made it to the major leagues in April of 25. So I do want to have something for him. He had no idea he's getting this today. Well, we've got a proclamation, because guess what? Today is Michael Darrell Hicks Day in Warren County. So whereas Michael Darrell Hicks, a proud native of Warren County, has distinguished himself as an outstanding citizen, leader, and role model for our community. And whereas Michael graduated from South Warren High School, where he excelled both academically and as a standout athlete, and at Warren Central. Was that Warren Central or South Warren? That's what I thought. Whereas he continues education and athletic career at WKU, earning his degree while proudly representing the Hilltoppers on the baseball field and remaining deeply connected in his Warren County roots. And whereas Michael has dedicated his life to inspiring the next generation through his remarkable professional baseball journey, overcoming countless challenges while serving as a beacon of perseverance, faith, and opportunity for Warren County youth. And whereas Michael serves as an inspiring representative of our county on a national stage while proudly showing the country what young people from our community can achieve, now therefore we, the Fiscal Court of Warren County, do hereby officially proclaim December 4th, 2025 as Michael Darrell Hicks Day. Michael, come on. No one told me to do this today, so I just showing up. And I have all the members up here. Come on, we had a little bit of it. But we're excited about that. Playing majors, what an unbelievable accomplishment. When you think of the, come on up here, Bart. When you think of the infinite possibility of the millions of kids playing ball and doing things, and it's been dependent. So we're proud of you. So thank you for all that.
Ready? Got it.
Michael, you have a few words to say, Michael? You want to get the microphone and I figured.
That's what everybody says.
It's a humble young man who has done great things, and we're just very proud of you and all of Warren County. 150,000 residents, man, cheering you on. So thanks. It's great. Okay, next up, we've got two great friends of the community and two great mentors to me especially, but we have Mayor Johnny Webb with Operation Pride and Judge Mike Buchanan, who have shown up today because they've got some great things that they're doing in partnership with Warren County. I'd like to have both of them come forward and talk to us a little bit about what's going on. Johnny?
That's dangerous.
Johnny has asked for 55 minutes today.
I'm going to try to cut it to 45. I had not met Michael before, but I know his dad, Bart. I know that they're so proud. And I was telling them a while ago that, my goal in life growing up was I played high school baseball, and I wanted to play second base for the Yankees. And the only thing that kept me out of the major leagues was poor coaching over in Edmonton County. And lack of talent. Well, I had something else to do. Good morning, everyone. It's indeed an honor to be here and have this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about Operation Pride. I want you to be at ease because we're not here to ask you for any money.
Wow.
Well, I lost the bet on that one. Let me just.
No, y'all have been so kind to Operation Pride. This was an organization that was started in 1993, and it spans 3 administrations in county government. Judge Griffin, he supported this organization. He wasn't around too long after we started it, but he was a supporter. And then Judge Mike Buchanan came along, and he was one of the original 4 people that came up with the idea of Operation Pride. And I need to tell you that a lot of people don't understand what Pride is. Pride is an acronym that stands for paint, repair, improve, develop, and enjoy. And that was the person responsible for coming up with that was Dan Cherry, General Dan Cherry. And so he was the one that got us off the ground. Mike and myself, David Garvin and Denny Griffin met, and we had this idea, but we didn't know exactly how to implement it. And so we got Dan Cherry to come and actually put some meat on the bones. And I have to mention Commonwealth Health Corporation because Dan Cherry was working for Commonwealth Health, and our organization had no money, but we needed a dynamic leader. And so I went to John Demaray at that time, head of Medical Center, Commonwealth Health, and I asked him if he could loan General Cherry to us for a year. And he said, I'll get back with you. 2 or 3 days later, he called me and said, I'm going to do that. And I said, but there is one other thing I forgot to tell you. You will need to continue his salary. And he said, oh, okay. Probably been good for you to mention that, in the first meeting. But he did. And that's what got us going. We have here with us this morning, we have some board members I need to mention. We've got one board member sitting right here, Rick Williams. He's on the Operation Pride board. We've got Ben Peterson. Where's Ben?
We keep him in the back, John.
He's in the back. Okay, well, we keep him in the back at the Operation Pride board meetings as well. We've got Sherry Murphy here. Sherry, she's on our board. We have a distinguished board. We have 21 people on our board. And Judge Gorman, you spent a few years on the Operation Pride board and was a
more distinguished now.
big-time contributor. No, that's not true. We also have with us our executive director, Melanie Lawrence, over here. And we have Chris Gravel, who is a tremendous support for us. I don't know where Chris is. He's here somewhere.
Back here.
Earlier. Chris is an employee of Warren County Parks and Recreation, and y'all are generous enough to allow him to help us with the flags. And that is a huge job, because we have, I think, 14 of these big 130-foot poles flying a 30 by 60-foot American flag.
That's awesome.
And we have what we call gateways. The big stone walls, and it says Bowling Green, Warren County, home of Western Kentucky University. So we've got 5 of those. And we are maintaining 8 interchanges. 5 on Interstate 65 and 3 over on 165. And so we mow those interchanges with zero-turn mowers, and then we are mowing up and down the right-of-way. We're bush hogging that, but we're cutting it down to about 3.5 inches. So it almost looks like, if you're driving 75, 80 miles an hour, it looks like it's mowed with a zero-turn mower. Right. And we're doing that 12 or 14 times a year. And that's why it looks as good as it does. And there's nobody doing what we're doing here in Bowling Green, Warren County, Kentucky. Well, thank you. There's 1,100 miles of Interstate 65, and I've traveled the entire length of it, basically from the Great Lakes to the now Gulf of America. Are we using that?
That's it?
Yeah.
That's what it's
I was
called.
told to. So.
Yeah.
But, there's nothing like this. Every once in a while you'll see an interchange, and they've done something to kind of decorate it, but there's no concerted effort to do what we're doing here. And, the state wanted to bush hog out here 3 times a year. And we said, no, we're better than that. We want more than that. And that's why we do it 12 or 14 times a year. And it really stands out. And there's lots of things I could tell you about that we accomplished by doing this. One, it's economic development. This helps to retain jobs and bring new jobs in. And it's a huge boost, Sherry, to tourism. I think she will attest to that. And then I say the last thing is just the pride that it instills in the people that live here, the 145,000 people that live here in Warren County. Now, I'm just going to mention one thing that we did. It's the first thing we did. We rescued the old L&N train depot. That thing would not be standing there today. It could be a metal building down there, quite honestly. But we went in there and bought that thing. And it took us several years, but we raised money to rehab it. And it's a real gem for our community, and so proud that we did that. Okay, we are, real quickly, I'll try to wind this up. We have raised somewhere between $8.5 and $9 million privately, private funds, individuals and small businesses, to do what we've done out there on the 2 interstates. And we do get help and support from Warren County Fiscal Court. For ongoing maintenance, we get help and support from the City of Bowling Green and from the Convention and Visitors Bureau. But we still raise money. That's not enough to do what we do. And one of the things that we have come up with here recently, and maybe you've seen it, we have a vanity license plate that we are trying to sell. So Lynette has these down there in the clerk's office, and every one of these that are sold, we will get $10. And I told the judge, I said, I've got a goal of selling 20,000 of these. Well, that'd be 200 grand. He said, I think you can sell 100,000. So that means that Mike Buchanan and I, we've got to get in our car, we've got to drive around to all 120 counties and take donuts to the clerk's office.
I think so.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
we've been talking about it.
We got work to do, so get after it, guys. I don't know what you're doing the rest of the month. We're burning daylight. It's good.
But we have built 22 miles of this black 4-plank horse fence. And I know when I started building this fence, some members of fiscal court actually said, don't you think you got enough fence out there? And I said, well, almost. We got a little more to do. And how much is it going to cost to keep that up? And, you know, when cars run through it, and then you got to paint it every few years. We've got that covered. We will not be coming back to you to get money to maintain this 22 miles of fencing. We've got it covered. So I still do some fundraising. Some people call me a fundraiser. Others call me a shakedown artist. But that's okay. I don't mind that. Anyway, again, we're here to just show our appreciation and want to thank you. And we have a little gift for members of fiscal court. And also, Amy, we have one for you. And we have one for Jailer Harmon. And the jailer has gotten a road crew. I know there's several road crews represented here maybe, but there's one that is of special interest to us. And it's a female crew that goes out and picks up along the 2 interstate highways. And that makes a huge difference, and that is a huge savings to us. Yeah. So anyway, we appreciate that. Mike, if you would come up and hand out.
Before we just hand one out to the judge and Jailer Harmon.
Okay.
He's here and I'd like to say a few words, but we have one here for each of the fiscal court members.
What he has here, it's a framed picture that we had done professionally, and it's of the gateway over on 165, exit 5, the Morgantown Road interchange. And Malcolm Cherry gave us that property to build that gateway. And so I think it's one of the prettiest ones we got, because there's probably 30 or 40 big 110, 20-foot tall pine trees behind it.
And I'm almost smart enough to open this.
I know.
They want to make sure they weren't going to break, evidently. That's good, so.
That's 29 years of being judge.
We'll say something.
Well, let's have Jailer Harmon come forward.
Jailer Harmon has been extraordinary about cleaning up Bowling Green, Warren County for years. He's done a great job with the inmate work crew, and he has focused one group just on cleaning up the interstates and the gateways around Warren County. And we're so proud that he came up with this program, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Good morning, Court. I want to offer a couple of remarks and introduce our road crews to you, but first I wanted to tell you why there's so many people here. Chris and I came up with a plan last night to overthrow the local government, and we've brought enough people that I think we can get it done. So, appreciate you, Chris, always. I want to say thanks to Mayor Webb and Judge Buchanan for their work with Pride, but also being supporters of our road crew program. All the men and women that work on our road crews, both staff and inmates alike, work hard to keep our community beautiful. And you all know more than anyone how many calls you get from people coming to and from Warren County and all of those gateways, and even inside the county when you don't have an Operation Pride gateway to see. all of the effort that is spent keeping the trash picked up. I can't tell you how many calls I get from the community saying, there's trash on our road that needs to be picked up. And I'm sure you all can come up with how many times you call with roads in your district that need to be picked up. And so we've got an extraordinary group of folks that do that every day, 40 hours a week with inmate crews. So I'd like to recognize some of them. I accept this photo and the appreciation because of what they do every day, not because I'm the one out doing that. So introduce some folks to you. I've got some of the command staff with me this morning. Major Brian McPherson, Major Kim James, Major Jason Rigsby, and Major Amir Ziga, Captain Jeff Bryant are all here. And then more specifically, folks that are here because of all of the work with Pride and the work that they do with the inmate crews. We'll start off ladies first, and the Operation Pride crew. Deputy Leanne Boyd, if you'll stand up. Leanne has served Warren County at Warren County Jail since 2003. Wow. She served in multiple different ranks and positions within our operation. She runs maybe the first female road crew ever, or if it's not the first, it's the first one in probably 25 or 30 years. So thank you, Leanne. I've got... We've got 2 state highway crews, which were reimbursed. The county is reimbursed for these deputies' time by a transportation grant, and this has been going on for many years. Deputy Sean Whittlesey, if you'll stand. Sean's been serving since 1999 at Warren County Jail. Wow. Also, he has served in multiple ranks and assignments, and I might add, for all the fire folks in the room, Sean's been a firefighter for over 2 decades for Warren County as a volunteer as well. So, Sean. Deputy Kevin Harrod is not here. He's off. He's actually injured. He's off. But he's been serving since 2001, and he has also served in multiple ranks and positions within our operation. Then there is 3 county crews, which are reimbursed by and large by litter abatement grants, where we work with Lawrence and Josh. Deputy Eddie Pendleton, if you'll stand. Eddie has served Warren County Jail since 1999, serving in multiple ranks and assignments as well. Deputy Stephen Wheeler, he serves Warren County Jail since 2020. Little bit younger, but certainly 5 or 6 years in our environments, like 10 everywhere else. And he served in the secure part of our operation and now has transitioned to road crew. Deputy John McKee is also a county crew. John has served since 2023 and is in training now, transitioning to road crew to eventually replace Deputy Whittlesey, who has announced that he wants to retire. He was going to go at the end of the year and is staying on a few months into the new year to help us train so that we don't have an interruption in our road crew. So thank you, Sean. Deputy, let's see, inmate work crews are critical to our community and also to the work eligible inmates that we house. It lets them earn time off of their sentence while performing the service in the community at little to no cost to the taxpayer. These assignments encompass road crews, work release programs that benefit Warren County Parks, Warren County Bus Garage, stormwater management with all of the household hazardous waste collection days, and other organizations in the community like Toys for Tots that the Marine Corps League sponsors. It's an important part of giving back for the inmate crew and also preparing them for successful reentry into our society. These crews participate in special details too. That they'll tell you they never have a week go by where I don't call and say, hey, I need to derail your plans. I need you to go over here and do this. And sometimes that's picking up and emptying collection boxes for Toys for Tots, assembling bicycles, moving things with the sheriff's office. Anything that comes up, we try and make sure that it's handled. While serving in the community, there's been instances where road crew drivers and their inmate crews have come upon collisions, car fires, other emergent situations where we were the ones to make the call for first responders and provide aid until other responders arrived. An example of that lately was when I got a call from Deputy Harrod that he was on Lover's Lane when the plane had a crash landing and was almost out in Lover's Lane. So that's not a call that you expect to get as a jailer in a correctional facility. But we handled it, we responded, and we got the other crews of folks that we needed to be there. I want to share a few stats, and then I'm going to sit down and be quiet. For 2025 so far, for the 5 crews that we're running now, there's been a total of 6,779 hours worked. Tires that are collected, we have to keep up with that for the state highway grant. An unbelievable amount of 1,652 tires have been picked up this year alone in Warren County on our roadways. Total miles driven by all of these crews, while with the crews out working, 16,985 miles were driven. Of those driven miles, more importantly here, is over 10,000 miles were walked by inmates actively picking up trash in our community. And the most shocking number of all is the total number of bags of litter that have been picked up in 2025 by these 5 dedicated deputies and their inmate crews. 23,637 bags of litter picked up in our community. Now, I'm talking with Brett about maybe getting 10 or 12 unmarked vehicles and deputies to go around and find the folks that are throwing the trash out. Yeah. So that's something we need to talk about. But that's what we've done just in 2025 with these 5 crews. I want to say thank you to the court for all the support with vehicles that are safe for them to be in and the equipment and support that it takes to keep this critical part of our operation running. So thank you very much, and I want to publicly thank all of my road crew drivers and staff for the job that they do. Thank you.
Come here,
Come on,
Johnny.
Johnny. Never miss a photo
I
up.
mean, man.
Now, who's the oldest person in that group?
I don't think everyone realizes, I know he gave you a list of all those hours and all the people participating. This saves the county a lot of money this year. And it keeps it clean. And it makes everyone a little more excited about living in Bowling Green, Warren County. And those people those 25 million plus people who travel the interstate every year, come right through Bowling Green, they remember that this place is special as they come through. And a lot of times they come through and they spend the night in a hotel, eat something in a restaurant, and they may even think about moving here and living here because of the work you do. Thank you.
I told you about 25 million cars a year going up and down I-65. There's 7.5 million cars going up and down 165. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, how many eyeballs is that's looking at Bowling Green, Warren County? And we don't know how to quantify the value of that. We know it's a lot, but I wish we could say what it means to our economy, but there's no way to actually figure that out.
Well, it sounds like we should have 200,000 license plates, Johnny.
I'm all for it.
I do want to especially thank, of course, Johnny and Mike for the work they're doing. I think all of us can say it. You know, anytime I have to travel an awful lot to Louisville, Lexington, Frankfurt, occasionally to Tennessee, and you know, the other day I had a meeting and came back after it was only 6 o'clock, but it was dark, coming back from Nashville, and I see the flags, and what it says to me is I'm home. And that's a fantastic thing. To our jail crew, Stephen, thank you for your leadership. Stephen Harmon does a fantastic job in so many different ways. He's the ultimate team player and makes sure that Warren County is taken care of. When you think about that, we have Lawrence White in the back of the room as our solid waste coordinator who does a fantastic job for us. And in conjunction with that, 23,000 bags of garbage. It's unbelievable. The difference it makes is we just don't want to think about what it would look like if we didn't have this jail crew doing that. Leanne, thank you for your service and for having an all-female road crew. The only thing I know for a fact is no one on that side of the room and on that wall over there had an all-female crew. When we started sometime, we just didn't with any of those dudes, I'll guarantee you. But that being said, I'm pretty safe on that, Judge. Everybody that? Okay, that's right. So, but that being said, it really makes a difference. We have a special community, and it's the things that we have to do. And so again, it's always about a partnership. Johnny, Mike, thank you for your service to this community for years and years and years, decades. To our jail staff, thank you for what you do each and every day. There's no truth to the fact that the jail and the parks are closed today. We have other people working, I think. But we are excited about that. If you wouldn't mind, though, I'd like, Stephen, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, but I'd like to have your staff come, all the attendees come up here. And I know our court would like to have a picture, and Johnny and Mike with you up here, if that's okay.
While they're coming up, I failed to mention when I was speaking earlier, I wanted to thank Fiscal Court for appointing Mike Buchanan to the Operation Pride Board. I know it was a very close vote, but I'm glad you were able to push it through. And I have mixed emotions with Judge Buchanan being on our board because, well, for one thing, I mean, he's got more knowledge than anybody about what goes on around here. But the downside is he will call me and he'll give me 2 or 3 jobs every day that I need to do.
Yes, he will.
And it's kind of like I never left home. You know, I get that at home and then.
And from Mike.
All right, Bart, you can have a seat now if you want to. That's good. So we should clear it out for you.
Hey, Judge, before you move
Yes.
on to the next subject, I'll take a time here to give you some tangible results from their efforts. In the last 3 months, I've had 2 clients come to see me about real estate who are retiring in the next year. And they specifically are choosing Bowling Green because of the way that looks outside. That's what attracted them to come here. They spent a couple nights here, they did some time here, and now they have definitely made the decision to move to Bowling Green in Warren County, specifically because of the way we present ourselves out on the highway.
I think it makes a big difference. Thank you for that. Yep, it's great. So thank you for all that. We have one more presentation. Chris is with us today, along with 187 other people. Now we're excited to have Chris here working on a couple of great things, and we're excited about hearing about this. So thank you, buddy.
Well, Judge and Fiscal Court, we're super excited today. We've got some big things going on, and as you all know, I always like to travel with friends, and I always like to travel in a pack. And so today we want to recognize an organization that they had their first season this fall in 2025. And a little bit of history, rewind about 26, 28 years ago. One of my first jobs working for Bowling Green City Parks was being a special populations assistant coordinator instructor. And there's a huge place in my heart for being able to be involved in adaptive sports and partnering with different groups. And so I'm going to name some names, and if I miss anybody that's involved with the program, I would love for you to come up and be with me during this piece, because I'm getting ready to tell you a story about a World Series that happened every day for about 6 weekends. And it was a World Series. And if you weren't able to be there, you missed out. So, Mr. Darrell's son, we've got some great players in here. And he's a great player, and it's just kind of a cool thing to have these athletes with us today. But when I call names, and if I miss anybody, please come on up. But I'd like to invite Amber Wilson, Missy Trombley, Brett Wilson, Jonah Bemis, Buddy Elijah Bemis, Allison Bemis, Julie Doss, Fletcher Doss, Elise Wilson, and Isabel Wilson. All right, and you all come up. Yes, you all come up. All right, so if you can put your, check out these videos here, okay? So let me tell you what happened. So this young lady, Amber, who is absolutely amazing, and Missy, they give us a buzz one day at the park, and they're like, hey, Chris, we got an idea. We're traveling to Franklin, Tennessee, and we would love to have an adaptive sports program in Bowling Green, in Warren County, and we want to make it happen. And so working with the energy of this group and multiply this by about probably 2 or 3, there are over 100 plus people involved in this, parents, volunteers, buddies. They created within basically 30 days, Amber and her crew, her board, they went out, raised over $10,000, got professional uniforms for all their athletes, went out and purchased all of their equipment, went out and solicited buddies and volunteers to allow these athletes, 2 teams for first season, to have the best program, one of the best programs I've been able to be a part of, and honored to have been able to work with and be a part of what they created. And I want to recognize them today. And I want to recognize them for several things. And one of the biggest things is to do programs like Bambino Buddy League or Special Olympics or Challenger programs. You have to have the heart, the compassion, the drive, the love, the hugs, the caring, the vision, and that service before self mentality that Judge Gorman says so very much. And I am so grateful for these people, the kiddos, the parents, the buddies, the families, because if you weren't there for those 6 weekends, it was absolutely amazing. It was like we were having a regional state tournament. And the beautiful thing is, Judge, is we had a World Series every single weekend. And I am honored to have been able to work with Amber and Missy and their whole team. And we're proud to announce that spring 2026, this is something that's established. It's going to be here, and we're going to have a blast. And I totally agree. So
Let's go.
at this time, I'd like, and this is going to be awesome, crew, so we're going to go up here and hang out here in a minute. But on behalf of the Warren County Parks and Recreation Department, our staff, and we're going to talk about the staff here in a minute. They're absolutely amazing. And all the volunteers. I want to just recognize for the commitment, the dedication of the Soki Bambino Buddy League for providing an outstanding recreational experience to the Warren County adaptive play community. It has been an honor to work with you all. We're excited about the future, and I'm ready to play some ball. So if you all would join me up here, Judge, if we could give this to them officially, that'd be great. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Missy. This is Missy.
We just want to say thank you to Chris for coming alongside of us because we had very little time to prepare, and he said, just come on, let's go do it. And we have a game ball for Chris. So Abby's going to give it a game ball.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. And this is Amber Woods. Amber would like to say just a few things.
Yes.
And Amber,
Please.
it's all yours.
Really quick, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Warren County. It was an honor to bring it here instead of having to drive 96 miles and to see that we had a community that needed to be served. Out of 6 games, we had over 500 volunteer hours from our community. Wow. 100%, I'd say about 80% of this league was funded by businesses in this community that supports these children. One game, we had almost 70 volunteers from our local school district as well as our community. So we're very thankful for that in Warren County and that we had that support. We look forward to growing and expanding and serving our community. So thank you so much. And especially
you.
Warren County Parks and Recs, because
Thank
we
you.
love you.
Amber, I'll just tell you, I think we want to be the Bambino League capital of Kentucky, and so let's work toward that. Thank you all for coming today. Chris?
All right, Judge. I think we're ready to go here. I appreciate the opportunity to come speak to fiscal court. I just kind of want to hold on to this ball because it really kind of prefaces what we're getting ready to go into. So, John, let's take that. So just to give you a little bit of history, and you all know this from what's going on within our community, is beginning in February of 2026 or 2025, paying attention to what was going on within the community, the BG 2050 study that Judge Gorman in fiscal court and other players within the community had started. Our advisory council, who I want to, before we get into too much of this, I want to recognize some folks. They came in and they said, Chris, we want to challenge the department and we want to challenge the organization to be able to ensure that we are at the cusp, and thank you, Crystal, and at the leading edge of the service that we are here to provide. And so with that, through the support of the advisory council, the Friends of Warren County Parks and Recreation, which I'll explain in a minute, they challenged our department and we challenged each other to look into the study of BG 2050 and to come up with a viable plan for our Parks Department for the next 5 to 7 years in regards to our strategic vision and in response to the 2050 study to see where we are, where we need to be, and what challenges lie ahead. And so this presentation today is to give you what you have in front of you, our strategic plan for our department for the next 5 to 7 years. In that plan, which you're going to hear from a co-presenter, who I am so grateful that Mr. Darrell and our advisory council, Friends of Warren County Parks, and several partner agencies are here today, and our most important resource, our admin, management, and staffing team. We're here to present to you our strategic plan and vision for the next 5 to 7 years. So before we get into this, I would like to just recognize several individuals that are here today. Our advisory council members, Tom Pennington, Bart Darrell, Mark Graves, Liz Clark, Courtney Stevens, Charles Cook, Chris McIntyre, Jay Duncan, remote, hey Jay, Megan Ormond, and then Stone Denby. These advisory council members, I feel, it's one of the strongest advisory council groups we've had. They're very progressive and they're challenging me, and I absolutely love the challenge. Also, one of our members, Mark Graves, in conversations over the past several years, we've had discussions about we need to find alternative ways to allow kids to play in our community that don't have the resources. As our community grows, that is one of the major challenges that we are facing as a recreational community, is every child, every family, every person deserves that come and play, that offering, no matter where they are. And so through our outreach program that you've heard about before, we've serviced over 20,000 kids this year that can't get to parks, in combination with community partners. Mark and his team, the Friends of Warren County Parks, created their own private 501c3 entity, and they are in the process of raising funds to provide that ability to offer scholarships, other activities and amenities for those 20,000 kids in our community that cannot reach our parks and that cannot participate. And so we as recreation professionals, that is our business, to find the kids. The kids that can get to us, they're going to have a great time. The kids that can't, we're going to find them and offer the same experience as best we can with the resources that we have. I'd like to thank Mark Graves, Jody Richards, Gary Larimore, Rick Starks, Tom Rennick, and Bart Darrell for serving on that board. I'd also like to give a special thanks before we get into this. I promise only 14 slides. that Tom Pennington, Bart Darrell, and then Ben Peterson with City County Planning Commission. These three individuals have really helped me navigate our first strategic plan that I'm aware of that we've done within the department. The last major plan we did was back in 2000, 1999-2000, in working with Phil, our former director, and kind of a second dad, which is also a cool thing because I've got my dad here, Biff Comer, with us today as a guest. And then also I've got my work dad, Phil, here as well. So we're in good graces here. Community partners, I would like to thank Convention Visitor Bureau, Sherry Murphy. Sherry has her own study ongoing. And the cool part about what we're going to present today is we have tried to tap into our regional partners, our local partners, to provide you a truthful and value-based presentation of what the needs are within our community. Also would like to thank Mike Wilson, Chris McIntyre, and Mr. Clayton with the Warren County Public School System. They're one of our strongest community partners, as well as Courtney Stevens with the Warren County Public Library, Liz Clark, who is also an advisory council member, but the executive director of Boys and Girls Club, and then also our partners across the street, Cameron Leffis and Peter Samios with Brent Belcher, their director, in which we do various adaptive programs together. And I would like to thank Judge Gorman and then also Deputy Judge Downing for listening to me and being able to let us do this. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this. And this study was done based on, again, the challenge of BG 2050. Where does our county parks department need to be? It's also was also created because we are experiencing regional growth of recreation. There's over $80 million within from Paducah to Jackson, Kentucky, that's being invested by municipalities of smaller size, larger size, similar size, and we want to make sure that we are staying competitive for our tax-paying public, but then also, and when I say competitive, that we have the facilities needed to offer the diverse services that the community is demanding. And also, we wanted to make sure that we're updated and we have a plan that's going to meet the growth that's coming. If you look on different places online, it's going to show the city population at 80,000. It's going to show the county population over 150. And so it's growing rapidly, as we all know. So this plan is going to remain adaptable as we grow and as we develop as a community. The way the plan is structured, as you'll see in your packets, every quarter of each fiscal year, our internal work group will meet and we will evaluate the goals and objectives that we have submitted in this plan. The values that we're going to discuss towards the slide 12, each one of our strategic goals and strategies is based on one of our 8 core values of our department, and then each particular division that's going to carry out that goal and objective has been included. And again, the data that's been brought here has been combined through various studies. And one of the bigger pieces from the community input piece is our former WKU spring intern, Ethan Loy, who did an absolutely amazing job, went out and researched various studies within the Southeast and at a national level, and created a public survey with 15 questions that was statistically valid and we feel represents our community. And so we were hoping, and talking with Ben Peterson, Ben was like, Chris, if we can get 500 responses, we're going to be doing great. We're glad to say that we had over 1,000 responses, close to 1,152, and it covered a broad spectrum of what we're doing. So I'm going to share with you not the entire packet, because the packet's 361 plus pages, but I'm going to give you the highlights.
Thank you.
And so, yes, sir. And one other thing, as we go through the graphics, what you're seeing today and what you have in front of you, Chris Comer had very little to do with. Chris kind of had the thought process, but there's a gentleman in this room and a young lady in this room that really helped put together all the fancy. And Brady Kane is our outreach supervisor, and I'd like for Brady to stand up before we get into this, because Brady is a magician when it comes to presentations. And a dual conspiracy person on that is Jay Grable, our outreach manager. And in all the decks of slides and all the presentation in front of you, we did this study internally and with our community partners at no expense to county government. So using the resources available and the amazing talent of our 103 staff person team, this is presented to you all today with all of their efforts at every level. Thank you, Brady. Thank you, team. So let's look at the slides, and we'll go through these slides and go over some baseline information. So what we did is we can go back, and before 2013, our department did not have a very viable system of tracking participation. We used a lot of Excel sheets, we used baseline data, and it was kind of archaic. And so with the support of county government over the years, we're somewhere in the middle. We're doing a whole lot better, but there's still room for improvement on our statistical gathering. But these figures we're presenting today are real, and they have been gathered through our participation collection means that we've been using now over the past 3 years. So over the past 3 years, looking at the slide on the left or the graph, we've had about 9.5% growth as a department in regards to participation. Back in 2022 and 2023, we had 646,000 users. This past year, we had in 2024, 2025, we had 3.6% growth from the previous year at over 700 participants. Areas of growth within our tournament ranks is volleyball. Over the past 3 years, volleyball has grown approximately 6%, and these are tournament groups coming into our community because of our department's efforts. Amanda Moore, our business manager, Sherry Murphy and her team. Also, tennis has grown. The indoor tennis center, just to let you all know, is one of the most rented. It is the most rented facility that we have within our park system since its inception and opening in 2021. And then other areas of growth that we've had, special events, community functions, community partnerships has increased over 190%. Non-league facility usage, our partnership with the Warren County Public Library and all the different collaborative things we do, Courtney, Laura Beth, their entire Warren County Library team, that growth has exploded. And so combining forces and working with Courtney and her crew, we've been able to accomplish some amazing things together. Also, our senior rentals at our senior center, which we currently have a project in design, kind of on that front end piece. Catrice Turner and her staff of 2, herself and Kay, they've done amazing things, and they've increased their participation and utilization by 19%. On the sporting side, athletic leagues at the very bottom. Southern Little League, which is one of our primary baseball groups. We have 7 different leagues that operate within the county park system. They've experienced 33% growth. Softball, now that they've changed to that Little League charter, they've experienced 27% growth. Hockey is up 76%. Volleyball is up 73%. Division I AA football is up 32%. And basketball, youth girls is up 3%, with North Basketball League up approximately 28%. So the challenge for us is, as the community is growing, we're having deferred maintenance issues. We also want to provide a legitimate, organized capital project plan, and we also want to touch on those subjects that are a little bit more uncomfortable. And so those uncomfortable topics are the areas of decline. In the areas of decline, as you can see, for non-league affiliated facility usage is down on various sectors of the department. So shelter rentals, ball fields, inline hockey, non-league specific. That kind of tells 2 stories. One, our local leagues are getting stronger. We are having more participation at the local level from our constituents. And we are losing some of our tournaments and revenue generating component pieces because we are no longer the most current, modern, and accessible facilities. And what I mean by accessible is not the ADA accessibility piece. I'm talking the amenity piece. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get towards the latter part. So non-league facility usage, meeting rooms, indoor playgrounds, indoor tennis courts for non-league events, non-tournament events, we have had decline, and you can see those. The ones that I'd like for you to look at is the tournament participation. Our baseball, our softball tournament participation is down roughly 1%. The basketball tournament participation is down 37%. Archery tournament participation is down 47%. And then overall participation in general tournament activities, which are revenue generating, is down approximately 15%. A large reason of that, probably 90%, is you have regional players that are drawing the tournament business away from Warren County. We feel as a Parks Department that we want to exceed that exceptional level, and we feel that we can provide diverse, equitable, contemporary, modernized, and renovated facilities with a structured plan. And we can retain our status as a regional leader for recreational play, both on the commercial, for-profit end, but then also as a community service, because it goes 2 ways. We are here primarily to service our constituents, being our tax-paying public, but the beautiful benefit is we also have an economic driving tool. And that economic driving tool, under the leadership of Judge Gorman, the leadership of Judge Buchanan, we were able for years to generate over $15 million to $12 million of economic impact for this community with different groups that we brought in on non-tournament and non-league specific dates. And so the challenge for fiscal court, the challenge for our department is to be able to balance the constituent need and still try to be a regional player to allow our community to continue to be that hub where people want to come and play. So with that, we have several, we've had our share of wonderful facilities. And the beautiful part about the recreational world is that smiles on faces is the ultimate piece. So if you come to our facilities and you interact with our staff and you have that experience like Bambino, smiles on faces is number one. And so we're doing that. And I feel that we're crushing that out of the park. We've had exceptional facilities, and we still do. But Michael Buchanan Park in 2022 won National Award, United States Tennis Association Kentucky Facility of the Year. 2023 USTA Outstanding Facility of the Year. And the harder part of the story is, remember that the Warren County Parks and Recreation Department has a long history. Because we opened up facilities in around 1999 or 2000, now it's 25, so that's 25 years. Everything ages, everything wears, and we're in a crisis of making some strategic decisions on what direction we're going to move. And the plan that we're going to present today is a fairly aggressive plan. I feel that it's a realistic plan based on our population size, the estimated growth, and our commitment to work with all entities, community partners in this court to make a viable plan for the future. So, areas that we're in crisis and that we're having issues is our aging athletic fields. I think if you ask anybody in this room that's played on one of our fields, one of the common things that happens on a baseball, dirt or grass field location, and we can sod cut and we can put in field dirt and we can do field conditioner, is over 25, 30, 40 years, your fields bow out. They bowl. It's a slumping effect. And so how do you fix that? You've got to renovate not just your infield, but your outfield, because the infield has to have a 1% slope, the slope out to your warning track, or then you recreate the design of our 38 ball fields and create turtlebacks. And turtlebacks are basically 1% slopes that slope out in all 360 direction out towards the field. So all 38 of our ball fields are in some state of needing major repair. On average, throughout the nation, most agencies, and we'll talk about budgets here in just a minute, spend about $15,000 to $20,000 a year on facility maintenance. Currently, in our 586 maintenance and repair account, we have just under $600,000 to make needed repairs to not just the 38 ball fields, but all 41 of our recreational park facilities within Warren County. And we've become very good at being lean and an effective recreation machine, and that is the total credit to the 103 employees in our management and admin team that's in this room today. I challenge them every day, and they are there to meet the challenge. And you all, as elected officials and the leadership of the county, you need to understand and know that they are out there well beyond midnight and way before 5, making sure that all 150,000+ residents have fun, safe, and equitable places to play. Other issues that we're having is our insufficient indoor door space. You'll notice that we had some basketball tournament decline. We've got Owensboro that is actively pursuing to take over some of the recreational sports market in this region. I think that the city of Bowling Green, the county of Warren, we are in that strategic position with the capabilities of our community, with the leadership of our community, and with the dedication and commitment of a wonderful parks team to meet that challenge. And I think that with the proper planning, with the proper strategic vision, we can make some great investments to benefit our local tax-paying families, but then also put us back on the map as a regional player. The lack of land is it's a critical piece. We are landed out. So our 41 pieces of property in this plan, I have several things listed that we can look at adding some different amenities to. But when it comes to future growth, we're looking for 2 additional properties in the size of about 92+ acres. Realistically, they need to be about 120 to 140. That's my recommendation. And then we also need to look at community park features. I'm talking G.H. Freeman style parks, 5, 10, 50 acre parcels arranged and strategically placed to meet those neighborhoods of high density, high growth within the county. So let's look at the study. Only 2 slides, so bear with me. In the study of 1,152 of your tax-paying families, 56% of the respondents visited WCPRD parks for walking and for biking. 35% of the respondents wanted improvements or addition to local trails. And then 25% of the respondents also wished to see increased green trail access. 31% of the respondents visit WCPRD parks for nature and relaxation. So take those first 4 responses, compare those to BG 2050, and what's in the first top 10 of arts, culture, recreation, desired. These are meeting the same. In working with our partners, Brent Belcher, Cameron Levis, and Peter Samios at City Parks, and we appreciate them being here today in support, their master plan study is showing roughly the same. So you have 3 community studies showing that area. The next piece, 36% of respondents requested additional focus on indoor aquatics, and I believe the city has a plan for that with a current feasibility study that's ongoing for an indoor aquatic center, and then what they're doing at the riverfront with their water access on the river area. And so that's a need, that's an interest. 41% of respondents visit WCPRD parks for physical exercise. That goes back up to the first 4 percentage categories. 23% of respondents want artificial turf installed on baseball, softball fields, and turf fields were heavily desired by tournament operations and participants. When we talk to groups, when Amanda Moore, our business manager, is trying to solicit, recruit a tournament organization, they are moving to locations that don't have rainouts. In rainouts this year in April, it can easily knock us out for 4 to 5, 6, 8 weeks, and we don't really have a good response. We can use field dry, but if you know anything about field dry, it's crushed up brick dust. It hard pans your ball fields, and it's one of the worst things to put on a baseball, softball field. And so we let Mother Nature do their thing, and then we make them up later. But that's not ideal, because if you're in the tournament business, those weekends are your revenue generation. That's your business. So that's a big challenge for us. 56% of residents visit WCPRD parks for youth athletics. 43% residents are opposed to paying increased fees, but listen to this. This one shocked me. 60% of residents are in favor of paying increased taxes to support parks and recreation. So we have presented our user fees. Every year we do a user fee study, and we make sure that we're relevant and we're current and we're modern and we are updated on the regional level, not just Bowling Green, the 10-county area. We're talking the entire state, Northern Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois. We check to make sure that we are structured correctly. With that being said, we're good on those fees. I think we're right where we kind of need to be on that local market. But I did think it was interesting to see 60% of the residents of that 1,152 were in favor of paying increased taxes, small amount of taxes for support of parks and recreation. The 2025 survey continued. 25% of respondents emphasized the importance of athletic field quality. 38% of respondents find parking availability important to their experience. 16% feel that parking options could be improved. And that's based on the types of events we have. We don't have small events. A lot of our events on any given weekend, you can cruise to a park. We've got 2,500 plus people having fun. And so parking does become a little bit of a problem. 24% of the respondents are interested in gardening programs. 16% of the respondents are interested in environmental education programs, which for the first time in many years, we have our own environmental educator within our staffing team. And we also, remember, have our community garden plots, which are expanding to an additional 6 this coming spring up at Ephraim White Park with a new community-based, school-based garden for the kids at Jennings Creek Elementary School, which will be started this spring. 43% of respondents emphasized the importance of cleanliness to their experience, and 34% suggested that restrooms could be improved. We have some infrastructure that is over 40 years old. The restrooms are not fun. They're not what you would want in 2025. They're archaic, and they need repair, and that's just being real. So let's talk about the quick comparison. We went through our staff, and we broke down the 2025 study, all responses, 7,000 plus. And we took out all the arts, culture, recreation experiences. Things that were common in the BG 2050 study was more local festivals and community events. That was both on 2050 with 86% agreed, and that was defined within our study. Continued protection of green spaces was 84% on the BG 2050. That was a high category within the first 4 percentages on the first slide, that people wanted those nature trails, walking areas, and more environmental kind of leisure service experiences. More scenic trails and greenways, again, approved, and additional greenway access was on both studies. The outdoor theater piece was mentioned at one of the top of the list on the BG 2050. In our study, that was not addressed, and we don't really have a viable current option for that. The aquatics facility, again, very, very high interest area. 82% agreed on the aquatics facility, and then only 3% on our survey were satisfied with the current availability, showing that there is a need for that. More activities for teens and young adults, the same with our study. More indoor recreational facilities on the BG 2050 study, yes. And then in community ice rinks, one of the big top 5, top 8 was the use of the community ice rink, both on BG 2050 and our study. One thing that the BG 2050 study did not have a lot of responses on, which our survey did, was improved ball fields, turf dugouts, infield tarps, and shades. And so you're saying, Chris, how'd you come up with your groups? So what we did is in your package, you'll find different means and methods of how we ran this survey, basically for about a 4-month period. We put signs up in all of our facilities. We had staff assigned with business cards with QR links that would go to high volume activities, pass those out. We made multiple social media posts. We made multiple internet advertising posts through our website. And we did it kind of no thrills to see what the response would be, because remember, we're doing this on zero budget. And so one of the nice features about this strategic plan is it's open. The same presentation I'm providing today is going to be a different presentation and update when we meet again next December, because it's evolving based on the needs and where we are as a community. And so further studies and further pieces of this plan, I would hope, would be on the radar for the future. So let's talk about budget comparison. Budget comparison, our department, we run a budget just under $6.7 million with approximately $3.5 million towards employee wages and benefits. And so we operate 41 different facilities on roughly a $3.5 million budget when it comes to operations. The lower quartile percentage on a national level for a community our size, 100,000 to 200,000 plus people, is approximately $7 million. The median, where most agencies are, community our size, are around the 14 million mark, and then the upper quartile percentage is about 24 million in regards to larger communities that are very aggressive. Staffing per residence, per 10,000 residents, again, this is using data from the 2024 National Recreation and Parks Association salary survey. Staffing per residence, 10,000, is at 3.5 for us. The lower quartile percentage is 4. The median nationally is 8.2, and the upper quartile is at 12.2. The per capita expenditure on parks and recreation at a national level for communities our size, the average is $94.27 per taxpayer for recreational service. The WCPRD rate, when you look at the service spectrum that we are servicing, remember, we don't service just the individuals that live in the corporate city limits. We're servicing the individuals because they all pay county taxes countywide. So we're at that higher 147,000 to 150,000 patron mark, user mark. You look at Davis County, which is actively pursuing recreational improvements. They're at 4923. Muhlenberg County has a per capita expenditure of $55.71. Louisville, Kentucky, Metro Jefferson County is 63.87. Owensboro, Kentucky has a per capita expenditure of 86.88%. And then the NRPA median for a community our size, again, is $94.27. Madisonville, Kentucky, which has gobbled up quite a few of our tournaments, they spend $151.59 per capita. And then the NRPA, National Recreation and Parks Association, upper quartile percentage is at $157.43 per taxpayer. It is interesting to note that Paducah, Kentucky has made a massive investment, over a $60 million investment on one of the most amazing sports complexes in the region. And they are going to be just like E-Town. E-Town is the statewide location for Kyle Ripken, Babe Ruth. Paducah is going to be the home to USSSA baseball, softball events with over a $60 million investment, and that community pays $188.49 for recreational service. And so with that being said, before I move over to give it over to Bart, Mr. Darrell, is I want to go over our strategic priorities. So in the pamphlets in front of you, We have set 6 different categories of our strategic plan, and they are categorized under facility improvements and maintenance. These plans are for 18 months to cover us from January 1 to June 31st, and then for the next fiscal year. We wanted to make sure that the plans and the objectives are reachable. I'm hoping to be able to come back to you in 18 months and say, Judge, Fiscal Court, we've met all of these plans. I feel that we can, and I'm going to challenge our staff to make it happen, and I'm confident standing up here that we're going to be able to do at least 95%. Facility improvement and maintenance, we have 14 primary objectives on top of everybody else's day jobs, but I feel that we can accomplish it together as a team. The program expansion and community engagement, we have 25 objectives and goals that we feel that we can reach. Workforce development, we have 10 objectives, and then sustainability, we have 10 objectives, capital projects, 5 objectives, and deferred maintenance planning, 3 objectives. Every one of these objectives and goals is based off of and integrates into our 8 values. And as part of our strategic plan, we incorporated direct input from our staffing teams. We held several exercises with the staff. We conducted an internal SWOT analysis. We went over the top 10 infrastructure improvements needed by the staff that are running those programs on a daily basis, and then the top 10 ways to improve the employee experience. And all those survey results are in your packet. We also did a detailed employee survey, and all those responses are included, and all of our objectives and plans have been created both off the public survey, public data, and our internal engagement with our crews. I am proud to say that our values were created and designed by our staff, and beginning January 1, if you all approve, our value system for county parks will be community engagement, responsible leadership, integrity, inclusivity, sustainability, innovation, teamwork, and customer driven. I want to highlight innovation. We've got some of the best innovators sitting over here and behind me in the recreation profession anywhere. So with that being said, at this time, I would like to invite Bart Darrell to come up. And Bart is going to talk about the next slide and his view as an advisory council member on where our department needs to go. And I'm honored to work with Bart and the entire advisory council team.
Good morning. May it please the court and your honor. The old habits are hard to break. I'm either the best person or the worst person to talk about numbers with you because I'm a lawyer and a former college president. So depending on which side of this rail you're on, you decide which one I am, good or bad. But first of all, let me thank each one of you for what you do and the commitment to Bowling Green, Warren County. We know that you get asked for a lot of things, and I am here today as a Bowling Green, Warren County citizen, a very grateful one for all that we have and all that you do. We are the shining star in Kentucky right now, and you all know that. First of all, I would like all the folks on our advisory council, if you're here, stand up. Yeah. Yeah. Not a one of us is here for any other reason other than we love Warren County and we love our park system. I want to give you some realities in this 2050, BG 2050 judge that you commissioned, which I applaud you for. If you got people like these two over here in the corner doing what they're doing, the 2050 is going to be here in 2035. We are.
They're both hoping to be here in 2050. I'll say that.
we are in no position to sit back and wait. Warren County Parks is much more than just recreation. You heard a little bit of talk about it. It is about economic development in that companies don't want to be places where there's not things for their employees to do, good schools for their kids, and we have those. And, just for a good quality of life, that term sometimes I think may be overused, but not here. A lot of things happen out in our parks that have nothing to do with scoreboards. It's maybe coincidental that you recognized Michael today, young man over there. Michael, you probably had your first strikeout out at Three Springs Park, maybe, or Phil Moore. And I think he would probably tell you that his dream to be a Major League Baseball player, I don't know that it would have happened without Warren County Parks. So you all, we make dreams come true here, in addition to all these other things. But I can tell you, and you know this because you would not have run for the seats that you're sitting in now if average or good were enough for you in this community. Bowling Green and Warren County, our standard is the exceptional. You're either exceptional or you're average in my book. And you all know what the competition is out there in economic development. I sit on the Chamber of Commerce board here, and I know the great position we are in. But we could also really dilute that if we don't have the things that are the threshold for companies to want to expand here or come here. And one of those critical pieces is this. Up on your screen, this is reality. We want to give you the reality, and we're responding again to the BG 2050. The annual operating budget, you saw that graph, and this is all in your material, and I know that you will take your own time and study this. But we are way under what communities that are doing nothing like we're doing in growth operationally in our parks. We are way below. We're at the bottom. That is not acceptable. And all that we are asking is that we get this operating budget up immediately up to really just barely above that lower 25%. This group you've got working for your Parks and Rec, they are extraordinary, but they can only do so much. I hate to say it, but I've equated to some of what they do. They're doing it with Band-Aids and rubber bands, it feels like. And I don't know how your leader, Chris Coomer, has done what he's done. And he's really good at getting information, but he's way too humble. But we never want to let humility get in the way of a great idea. And that's where we are right now, to me. The infrastructure crisis that he referred to, what this is we've studied this. This is what we need to invest. And, I didn't say spend, I said invest in our structure right now, in our infrastructure, to get it up to where it should be. From a safety standpoint, from just how it's supposed to operate or function right now. And we are suggesting that over the next 3 years that we invest in that. Because, and I use the term investment, as a former college president, I never looked at its expense in anything that had a return. This has an amazing return that we'll never be able to truly measure. But you can go through this list. I'm not running through that. But this is a reality. This is not fluff. This is not a wish list. This is right now where we are in trouble, despite the great work of our folks. Capital projects. This list, again, this is what it would take for us to raise our Parks and Rec to the level of the kinds of things that, I hate to use this term because I love all of our friends in the region, what our competitors are doing already. Now, everything about Warren County, these other communities look at and say, gosh, I wish we were like Bowling Green, Warren County. I was president of Kentucky Wesleyan, and so I spent a lot of time, that's my hometown, spent a lot of time up there. I've spent the last 3 years helping start Health Force Kentucky, which is a healthcare innovation center up there. So I know what they say. And I get blasted all the time from my friends that I grew up with about Bowling Green, Kentucky. They have this, they have that. You know what? They think they found a weak point. They think they found an Achilles heel here. And they are investing like crazy in all the things that Chris is talking about because they want to take from us in a very healthy, competitive way. I'd be doing the same thing if I were them. But we think that you believe, like we do, that our Parks and Rec should mirror the other extraordinary things that we do here. Because sooner or later, that will catch up and it will reduce the impact of the other things that we believe are extraordinary here and are. Again, over the next 7 years, if we invested $49 million and change, we can get ourselves up to that area where we don't believe anybody can touch us. And again, that's not just because we want to have baseball tournaments. It's not what this is about. This is about giving our continually growing community great places to keep families together. I suspect that if we do the things I believe we should do here from an investment standpoint, that we won't, I hate to break it to you, gentlemen, but I think that the jailer would have to work a little harder to provide you with as many people as you need to do your project. Because the more things we can do with our young people to keep them healthy and happy and educated and together, the better we're going to be, whether it be at the courthouse or the jail. And I think our county judge might agree with that, and our county attorney. So what we would ask that you do is consider what we have worked very hard to present to you in response to Bowling Green BG 2050. Again, I cannot emphasize enough that this is about something more than just an activity. This is about a healthy community. I am on this board because of the experience that I had watching him in Warren County Parks and Rec, whether it be on the baseball fields or in the gym. And I know how important it is to the children of this community and their entire families, and to the future of our economic growth here in Warren County. So I would just challenge you, as you have challenged us, to make sure that our parks systems and our structures and our facilities are at the same level that we're doing everything else, and that you are leading in that effort. So with that, I will close and thank you for your time and for all that you do for Bowling Green and Warren County.
Thank you, Bart. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
No, just thank you, Judge, for your time. Happy to answer any questions.
We appreciate greatly the information, Bart. The Advisory Council, thank you for your commitment. What a great thing you do for the community as well. Absolutely service before self, wanting to find better things for the community. I've spoken enough times that if your community has roads and sheriff's department and schools and jails and all those things, congratulations, you've met the bare minimum of a community. That's what you should have in a community. But what our Parks Department does, and we talk about quality of life, but what that really means is, what are you doing when you're not working with family and the people you love? And that's what makes a community, and that's why I'm honored always to have Judge Buchanan here, but long before I got here, we saw the difference, what a difference maker it is for a community to have things for people to do. And we will be in 2026, my gut tells me, we're going to be over 800,000 people visiting our parks in 1 year, 800,000. This is the kind of difference it makes for the members of this fiscal court. The pressure that we have, I know many of you are tired of me saying that phrase, but the one that I stole from Billie Jean King, but she had a phrase in the 70s that pressure is privilege, and we have an awful lot of privilege in this community. With 75,000 additional people coming to town in the next 25 years, that's not an exaggeration or hyperbole, that's actually probably a low number. We have got to have the type of community that we want to have, that all of us want to have our family, our children, our grandchildren, people that we love, the type of community that we want to have. And the way to do that is to have all the essential services. I'm proud of what we're doing for the Sheriff's Department. Can't wait till next spring when we unveil that. Proud of the work we're doing right now to take a feasibility study of the jail. Proud of the work we've done with our Warren County Fire Department and the future of that. But the great thing about it is this court has always been one, they're not single dimensional where they can only fix one problem at a time. They want to address the entirety of the community, in which I appreciate that. We will, and I'm so thankful, Chris, and your crew that came today, but that also long before today, the hard work of putting this together. At our annual leadership meetings. This is what we talk about, of what we can dream about, what we can do, and thank you for addressing that from our meeting last early February of how you could put a plan together. But again, as I like to say, if today you're leaving this meeting and going to Topeka, Kansas, and your intention of getting there is to try to look for the signs on the interstate with no plan to get there, best of luck to you. Nothing good happens in life without a plan, and so we appreciate the plan, the hard work that each and every one of you have done, so that we can start to try to address this along with, it's okay, we have other problems as well, but we'll address this, and I appreciate greatly the input that you had, especially to our Parks Department, especially, we just finished the Thanksgiving season, and here we are in Christmas season. I'm thankful for each and every one of you for the hard work that you do. You represent this community so well. Biff, it's always good to see you. Thank you for coming in today. I don't know if you knew this was happening or not. I thought you were just stopping in to see us, but that's good for you to come in. But thank you to each of the staff members, and also our partners at the City of Bowling Green too. We appreciate you coming in here. Any questions from the magistrates on that? Thank you all so very much. We appreciate you coming. Okay, we do have some items on the agenda. We'll get back to that, but that's good. So, all right. Next item up is number 7, approve second and final reading of ordinance 2515, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation and South Haven Subdivision Phase 2. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? If not, please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Item 8 is approve the 2025 budget amendment for the Warren County Sheriff's Office. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 9 is approve determination amount of $3,900 even to the Builders Association of South Central Kentucky for the Cornerstone Partnership, and that's paid for by Stormwater. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 10 is approve, grant judge executive authority to sign a memorandum of understanding between the Commonwealth of Kentucky and Warren County for the construction of an improved boat ramp and parking area on the Green River at Lock Number 5 by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife. The county match of 25% or up to $25,000 for this construction. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 11 is approve the purchase of property located at 145 Hearthstone Circle from Jerry and Shirley Wheat in the amount of $369,062.36, and authorize the judge executive to sign all related documents. This is the appraised value plus closing costs. Before we have a motion, I want to share with you two things on those properties we spoke about last time. We did have a question about the insurance proceeds. The second item there did not have insurance. They had both of these houses are flooded several times. They did have flood insurance. The second item did not have flood insurance. Their $100,000 policy was $4,900 per year, and they declined that because of the numerous floods they've had. The first item here had a $100,000 flood insurance policy. $80,000 was for contents. They lost, as you know, 7 feet of water in the house. They lost all contents in there, and they had $20,000 for repair of the home. They've used $12,000 of that for these homes are inhabitable, so they've used $12,000 of that for relocation expenses. They have $8,000 that they have not used. This price here is $8,000 less than the appraised value. Because of that, I want to make that point clear. We have a motion for that. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
No, ma'am.
Item 12 is approved purchase of property located at 135 Hearthstone Circle from Kenneth and Julie Baxter in the amount of $306,820.51, and authorize the judge executive sign all related documents. This is the appraised value plus closing costs. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
No, ma'am.
And as a reminder, both those homes, as advised by our engineer in stormwater, those homes will be removed and a retention area will be designed into that. That's at Stonecrest, and that will affect Stonecrest and where are you?
Weatherstone.
Weatherstone. I was going to say Hearthstone, Weatherstone. Item 13, approved determination amount of $26,273.05 to Big Country Power Sports for the purchase of a side-by-side for the technical rescue team. 3 quotes were obtained. This was the lowest and best. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 14 is approved determination amount of $3,100 to Four Winds for the purchase of a trailer for the side-by-side for the technical rescue team. 3 quotes were obtained. This was the lowest and best. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we are deleting item 15.
Not 15. I already did that 15.
Okay, upon further review, we're keeping 15 on there, that's fine. Approved lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet for one Chevrolet Silverado 1500 for the Warren County Fire Department at a cost not to exceed $1,400 per month for a 60-month term. That's the contracted vendor. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 16 is accept best evaluated bid from Atlantic Emergency Solutions for the purchase of 2 rescue engines at a total cost of $1,950,000 and authorize judge executive sign all related documents. 5 bids were received. This was the best evaluated bid based on specification compliance, delivery timelines, and maintenance warranty support capabilities. Before we have Bill speak about that from the financial standpoint, this is part of our bonding issue that we will do at some point next year to address additional trucks plus other properties here in Warren County. This obviously does not have to be paid for till delivery, which is approximately 12 months from now.
Yes, sir. So just a quick update. This is a multi-phased apparatus acquisition process. The rescue engine is the first portion of this phase. And just for general context purposes, rescue engines are fully capable fire trucks, fire engines that have enhanced equipment capabilities and vehicle capabilities. So these vehicles would have the capabilities of having a 9,000-pound winch located on various sides of the vehicle, along with a significantly higher amount of storage for extrication equipment and stabilization equipment for our interstate responses. These would allow us to really get to these emergencies with more advanced technology, which we're going to be working through that acquisition process as well. In order to get to this result, we did a rather exhaustive bid review process, and thanks to the Fiscal Court Clerk, Ms. Cummings, and several others, during that bid process, we returned 5 packages, and one of the most important factors that we used to analyze this, albeit cost was surely heavily weighed, we wanted to ensure that these vehicles were going to be here within a relatively compressed timeline. So it is our projection that our ISO evaluation will be sometime in the fall of '26. With that being said, ISO authorizes us to account for vehicles that have been purchased that are projected to be delivered within 6 months towards that credit, so that will allow us to apply that towards our ISO evaluation. Additional items that were evaluated is our service and warranty repair locations and bid specification compliance. We did have several meetings, and those meetings included volunteer personnel throughout Warren County, and we received significant input from a variety of different individuals. I'll be happy to answer any questions about these particular vehicles, if you have any. Thank you.
Questions? Great, thank you, Bill. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 2017 is approved determination amount not to exceed $22,000 to ISTT for installation of data cables at Sugar Maple for the Sheriff's Office. 3 quotes were obtained. This is the best evaluated quote. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhirter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Treasurer, please report the claims.
General fund, $1,692,614. Road fund, $13,209. Jail fund, $241,045. Stormwater fund, $169,931. Prepared to answer any questions.
Make a motion, we pay our bills.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhirter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire
Yes,
Lawrence.
ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I believe Sheriff had a meeting to go to. See that. Miss Yates is out today. Jailer Harmon, again, congratulations. Thank you so much for your leadership on that program. It really makes a difference in our community. Chris, that's a good answer. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't wait to say that. Great, great presentation. We're proud of you, so thank you for all the hard work. So, Josh, I had him and Lawrence in a meeting right now. It's fine. Nikki, thank you so much. Holly, thank you. Hope your Christmas dinner went well last night. Great. Ronnie? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Tommy? Appreciate you being here, buddy. All right, Ben, thank you. That's good. James? James, thank you for the hard work on the heat in our offices this week. We went Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday without any heat. I'm not saying the staff here is soft, but they are soft. And so, man, wouldn't make it, but appreciate the hard work. So, Bill?
Just a couple quick additional updates. Thanks to your all support, the roof at the Gott Fire Department was completed yesterday, and the roof of the Hadley Fire Department has commenced. That is projected to be completed by the end of next week. The replacement for engine 23 that was totaled on the interstate is in Alberton. It has some additional graphics work that is currently being done, and under Chief Hamilton and his folks, they are loading it with equipment, and driver's training should be getting started here soon. And then lastly, I would just be remiss if I didn't thank those that were involved in the roof project, because albeit maybe perceived as a minor thing, Gott's roof and Hadley's roof specifically, along with numerous other projects, were pretty, they should have happened quite some time ago, and we're glad that they were able to get done. So appreciate the support.
Thank you. That's great. Squire McWhirter?
We have a Christmas parade tomorrow at Smith's Grove. It'll start around 5. And there's also a chili dinner at the fire department, Smith's Grove Fire Department, about 5 o'clock.
Great.
That's Saturday, excuse me.
Okay, perfect. What day is that? The chili dinner is when?
Chili's Saturday.
It's tomorrow, it's Saturday,
Saturday,
okay, great.
Saturday.
Thank you. All right. Squire Aldridge?
Thank you, Judge. A thank you to our men and women of our volunteer fire departments and for their hard work and dedication and support of our community.
Would like to encourage everybody to show up and show some support for them. They have a couple Christmas parades coming up. Sunday the 7th, December the 7th, at 2 o'clock, the Richardsville Community Parade will be taking place. Also, the following Sunday, Sunday the 14th, at 2 o'clock, come out and support the Hadley community. They'll be having their Christmas parade. Both of those are fabulous parades to be part of, and will be even more fun to sit back and watch. So come out and enjoy those.
Great, thank you. Squire Cummings?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little lengthy here, so bear with me. First of all, Boys Community Parade is this Sunday, the 7th, starting around 2 o'clock. If you're gonna be in the parade, you need to be out there around 1:30. You're gonna be participating in the parade. If you're not, bring a big bucket because there'll be more candy thrown at you than you'd ever imagine in your whole life. So if you've never participated, it is an incredible, unique event out there for sure. The Woodburn Christmas Parade will be on the 13th, starting at 2 o'clock for Woodburn. Obviously, I want to take a second to congratulate all the WKU graduates. We will probably not have been here for the next graduation. I don't want to steal from Scott, but there are a lot of graduates. And one in particular, a young lady from Owensboro named Emily Wilkie is graduating from the nursing program, and she happens to be dating my oldest grandson, so a big event for her. I want to congratulate her. But the biggest thing, I'm so sorry Biff left, because I really wanted to say, and he walked out when my good friend Biff Coomer, I've known him for forever, did a good job with his son for sure. And if y'all want to remember, the city center down there is called the Coomer Little Center, and that's named after Mr. Biff Coomer. So I want to recognize him. And always good to see Phil Moore when he's here, when the man, the myth, the legend himself, when he shows up, it's kind of interesting to have him in the building. So, and last but not least, I want to congratulate and encourage the South Warren football team that goes to Lexington on Saturday, 3 o'clock our time, playing a very strong and very good Louisville Trinity team. But this team is undefeated. So I have high hopes for them, and I think they're gonna represent Warren County well, and I think they have a shot at winning this state title, and just want to hold the whole community gets around. I appreciate the message you sent out yesterday. It was very well done, and look forward to having them here on the 18th, regardless of the outcome. But my son-in-law, Jamie DeBerry, is one of the coaches on the South Warren team, and I can tell you the amount of preparation has gone in there because I've seen it firsthand. But wish them well, and hope they bring back a state title back to Warren County.
I hope so. Squire Lasley?
I would just like to thank everybody for the kind words and reaching out over the last couple of weeks. It's appreciated.
Squire Lawrence?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Squire Williams?
You really do have to go, don't you?
Thank you, Judge. I want to remind everybody we do have a Bowling Green Christmas Parade that occurs Saturday, and my good friend and constituent, a resident of District 3, Mary John Carmen, is putting together that parade. She has for many, many years, so she does a great job with it. Want to be sure and support that.
That's awesome. Yes, indeed.
Oh, and don't we have an open house here tomorrow?
We do have one from, I was going to say, but 2 to 4 tomorrow. We hope to see everyone at the Warren County Christmas Open House right here in this courtroom. Yes, thank you. Mr. Treasurer?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Chandler?
Thank you, Judge.
Have anything to say to your brother?
Hi,
Okay. Brandon's back there. Brandon, get back to work. Okay. Crystal? Thank you. Brian?
Just two quick things. He's left, but Michael Hicks was a former, so he's a very successful young man, I guess in spite of his middle school education. He had both me and my father as teachers. So, but very proud to see him and all his successes. And then also, South Warren football team. I've got a lot of great friends that are part of that staff, and I wish them the best. Pretty amazing. This opportunity for a 4th title in 10 years.
Yeah,
So
it's big time. They'll do great. So we appreciate everyone coming today. Thank you, Chief Justice Hamilton and Duckett for being here today. We appreciate all the hard work that you guys do. Our Christmas open house is tomorrow from 2 to 4. Please come by. We have plenty of food and festivities. We'd love to see all of you come up here for this. The lighting up is tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, so 5 o'clock, right here in my notes, 5 o'clock. We'll light up the courthouse tomorrow as well. We'd love to do that, and so please make your way for that. A lot of Christmas parades going on. We have so much to be thankful for in this community, and I just hope you would take advantage of that, everything that we have to offer in this community. We appreciate each and every one of you coming today. If there's nothing else to come before the court,
Motion to adjourn.
a motion by Squire Lawrence, we are adjourned.